So hello everyone. This is the fourth webinar and like final webinar, and today we will be doing some doubt clearing session. So like if you have any doubt, we have called a speaker, like we have called the organizer for this event. He's coordinating all five zones, so he will answer all your doubts regarding the same. Uh, like so I'll just hand over it to you. Hand over to Mr. Vasan Vidyakar.
Yeah, thanks, Joban. Yeah, yeah, glad to meet you all. I think the zonals are pretty much on, and other zonals also we are receiving the registrations. Yeah, I think there are a couple of queries because this time it's going to be a virtual competition, right? So yeah, I'm happy to answer all the questions that you might have.
So what I'll do now is I'll share a few questions which were asked to us in previous webinars.
Mm-hmm.
After that, maybe we'll open it like for common questions for like audience to ask any questions. Will that
Yeah,
do?
yes, that would be fine.
Okay. So like first question which was asked to us was, okay, what was the last date for registration of the competition?
Right. See, for example, right now we are taking in the registrations for the competition in both, Skyflap's website as well as with the Bombay team, right? So there is no last date for registering for the competition, but the last date to submit the video for the competition would be on 10th of June. So that is the finalized date. So you have to visit our website and do the registration, and on the 1st of June we would be sending you an email with a form where you can upload the link of the video that you have taken, and your bona fide certificates and other things also you can directly upload it in that form. So we'll keep sending it after 1st June, some 2-3 times, so that you can submit it online, but the last date for submission of the particular video link would be 10th of June.
If anyone from the audience has any questions on this, they can ask.
What is the restriction for making a video? Means कैसे बनाना
That is right. You're asking about the video length.
Yes.
So there is no restriction on the video length. It's just that it has to be shot in a single video, a single video itself. So basically, the final video should have two parts. Okay, the first part where you are showing the glider, and you are showing the specifications of the glider. So basically the wingspan, where you keep a steel ruler and show the wingspan, and then you show the dimensions of the catapult mechanism that you have, right, the launcher mechanism. And then it should be a single shot video where you are going to show the glider and then arm the glider to the catapult, right? And then after arming it, you have to show a watch, an analog watch in the frame, right? And the particular glider has to be launched, and the same video should continue where you have to show the glider take off until it hits the ground, right? So that would, the time from that particular video would be considered as a flight time for your glider, right? This is the first part of the video. And second part, one more small portion video you can shoot separately, where you're introducing the team and the team members along with your team details, right? So these two videos alone you can join, and you can upload in YouTube and submit the link. So there is no restriction as in the length of the video, because it's going to be purely dependent on your flight time.
Okay.
Um, so Shubham asked me in chat, can the deadline be extended due to COVID restrictions?
So as of now, we haven't got any official information from Boeing regarding this, right? Although we received a few requests from the teams to extend the deadline, but as of now we haven't received any, right? If suppose, if we get an update in the extension, the deadline extension, we will definitely email all the participants who have registered, so that you can get the info. So please register in our website, so that you can get the updates regarding this. As of now, the deadline is 10th of June only, and it is common for all the zonal competitors.
Sir, I wanted to ask that with our gliders, what kind of endurance should we aim for? Like, मतलब ऐसा क्या कोई standard है like 40 seconds, 30 seconds or something like that?
There's nothing like that actually. It completely depends on the kind of the material that you are going to use, and the type of glider you are going to make. Right? It's just that we have a restriction on the wingspan, so you can go for any type of glider, and there is no specific endurance that we are looking for as a benchmark. Right? It completely depends on each and every zonal registrations, where we'll decide the winners.
So there's one more question. Is it
Mhm.
okay that I'll make glider for this competition alone because I have no team?
Alone as an individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do that. So it's not mandatory to be in a team. You can participate as an individual as well.
Okay, maybe we'll move on to the next question then.
Mhm.
So there was this question that I haven't received any mail for the competition after I registered to the IITB modeling webpage for the webinars. What should I do?
Right. So as I told you, if you have registered for this webinar, it would be by default considered that you are interested in participating in the competition, right? So as I suggested earlier, by 1st June, we would be sending you an email with a form link, right, where you can upload your YouTube video link and the bona fide certificate and other things, right? So you can submit it at that time. You might get it sooner also, but do not worry, we will be sending it, because we are just waiting for some updates from Boeing, right? Because there are some discussions happening with respect to the deadline, right? So we're just discussing on that. Once we are finalized on it, we would be sending an email immediately to all the participants who have registered. So my suggestion is, don't wait for this. Keep working on your project and prepare the glider, make the video, keep the video link and bona fide certificate, everything ready, so that you can upload it as soon as you get the email with the link. And we are there to help you. So even if you have some queries or anything else, you can always reach out to the IIT Bombay team, or else you can also call on Skyfall Labs toll free, or write an email to Skyfall Labs. We would be resolving your queries.
If there are any follow-up questions on this, like they can ask. I guess there are no follow-up questions on this, so I'll just move on to the next question then.
Sir, actually, I
May
had. Uh,
Yeah, sorry.
सर मेरी टीम में जितने मेंबर्स हैं हम लोग फर्स्ट ईयर्स के हैं एंड हमें जो जेई से एडमिशन के बाद जो मतलब एडमिशन का जो रिकॉग्निशन लेटर होता है उसके अलावा अभी कोई बोनाफाइड है नहीं एंड इट वोंट बी पॉसिबल टू गो टू द कॉलेज एंड गेट वन तो जो एनरोलमेंट फॉर्म होता है वो चलेगा, क्योंकि अभी हमारे पास तो आईडी कार्ड है नहीं, बिकॉज ड्यू टू कोविड द कॉलेजेस वर लॉक्ड सिंस द फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर.
Yeah, I understand your concern. See, mostly what happens is you can request the college online itself. They should be having an online bona fide application, and they can give you the scanned copy in the email itself. Or else, at worst case, you can use your enrollment form, but try to get a bona fide certificate.
Okay, sir.
Uh, so like if there are no more doubts, then I guess we'll move to the next one then. So where to submit the video? This is, I guess, already answered, but I guess it can be done once.
Right.
If there are like more video related doubts, like you can ask, I guess.
I wanted to ask that means वीडियो कैसे बनाना है, मीन्स ग्राउंड से टेक ऑफ करवाना है ग्लाइडर को कि एनी सर्टेन हाइट से?
It should be from the ground. You should not go to an elevated surface like rooftops or mountain tops and all. You have to do it from the ground itself. It should be a ground launch.
Okay.
Then maybe like this is the final question. So this was a question asked a lot. Like not this is not the final question. There's one more after this, but this is a question that was asked a lot in previous webinars. I'm not able to procure the materials required due to lockdown in my locality. So what can be done?
Yeah, I think this is also a common concern that I'm getting from other IITs as well, right? So I understand there is a concern, right? But there is a workaround for this, right? Because unfortunately we are in this situation, and we couldn't help this. All right. So there are two things you can do. One, as I mentioned in previous webinars also, you can get some glider related materials from Amazon. Okay. So right now there is no ban on the e-commerce. Okay. So e-commerce are actually functioning in certain except certain pin codes, it's being operational, right? So you can order in Amazon itself. Don't buy a ready-made glider, that would be rejected by default because you can't have the abstract and all, right? So but you can buy a glider making kit or glider related materials from Amazon, right? There are a couple of companies who give you a set, like for example they give you a piece of balsa wood, they give you the cutters, they give you the glue sticks, they give you the sandpaper, they give you the clay. So all the materials that you require to build a glider, they are giving in a small kit which you can take, and you need to make your own glider using that. Okay. So that is one option which you can explore, where you can order from Amazon or Flipkart, because right now there is no ban on the e-commerce except certain pin codes. So you might be able to get that. So you can maybe do that, because you should be getting in 1 or 2 days. That is one option which you can explore, right? If you go to Amazon and Flipkart and you could type glider making kit, you get some vendors, and you can purchase them. The second option is where you can look for, let us take, if that particular vendor or the Amazon delivery is not happening for your location, what you can do is look for the seller. Okay. And you can contact the seller directly. For instance, if you go to the Amazon or Flipkart and you see someone selling Amazon glider, right? You can get the seller info from that. Okay. So try in Google, just go and type that seller info and you might get their contact number. Call them directly and ask them whether they can courier it. Okay. Because normal courier services are functioning still, right? And they'll be able to courier it to you. That is the second option which you can explore. And one more thing is, these materials are readily available. For instance, since you don't require any kind of electronic components for this, right? You can get this in some stationery shops or craft shops, right? In some places the shops are open from morning 6 to 10, I believe, right? So you can maybe go there and get it at the time, but please be safe. That would be my suggestion. Try ordering it online, and once you get it, try to keep it in isolation for a couple of days, and you can start doing it. Since glider is easy to make, you will be able to finish the glider making. If if you sit completely on this, you should be able to finish it in one day, right? And for video you can spend another 1 or 2 days, right? So you should be able to finish the entire glider and make the video in a couple of days. So maybe you can wait for some time and order if it's not available for delivery in your place, or you can directly contact the seller. So that is my suggestion, because right now it is fixed and the deadline is common. Even if few teams are able to finish it and submit, they would get the price. So my suggestion is to look for some alternatives and do some jugaad and get it. Yeah.
Or any residual doubts on this? Okay. If not, then we'll move on to the final question for today, like final
Right.
question for the presentation. Can the gliders have any moving parts? So actually what happened was in webinar 4, webinar 3, we got a very interesting idea from one of the participants that to use the retractable wings to reduce the drag when they release it, and after attaining some height, it will like attain its original length. So is
Right.
something like that allowed?
See, there are two things to this. One, since we are telling there is no use of electronics, I'm not sure how they are going to make this happen, or if even they have some, mechanical mechanisms to do that. That wouldn't be allowed, because it's going to be a fixed wing glider, right? So the wing should be fixed one. It should not be a retractable or foldable one, right? So this wouldn't be allowed. And so it should be a simple fixed wing glider. But there were certain doubts telling that can we have some weight to the glider which will fall off after its launch. So that kind of thing can be done without the use of electronics. But the glider should be a fixed wing glider, so that there should not be any kind of retraction mechanism or foldable mechanism for the glider uh, wing. So that is one thing that I would like to clarify here, because here they wrote that
Yeah.
we open the wings for a gliding descent. So that means they need to have some kind of a servo mechanism or some kind of electronic item in it, so that it can trigger after a certain period of time. So that anyways we have told already that no use of electronics or electrical devices allowed, right? And also it should be a fixed glider, so make sure that it has having a fixed wing, not a retractable wing.
Okay, are there any like doubts or discussion that like the ones who attended the last webinar, they actually discussed a lot on this? There is a doubt on the previous question. For school students still in 10th, we haven't received the bona fide certificate. So what should we do?
So they can request their principal, like they can write an email to them, or their school admin. They should be able to give it, or else at worst case, what they can do is they can get an official, email from their school admin or principal, stating that their name and the roll number, and mentioning that they are a student of the particular school with a specific standard. So that official email can be submitted in worst case where they can't get the bona fide along with their ID card.
Yeah, Shalini, I'll upload the recording of YouTube webinar 3. And are there any doubts regarding this question? Okay, like now I guess we are like open for doubts, like for any doubt you have, like not related to slides or anything.
Yeah, for the video, can we have multiple angles of the same flight? Because say the glider it's moving in a straight line, or it's being trimmed so that it sort of follows a circular path. Can we have multiple angles to film the landing and the takeoff? Like they'll both be started at the same time, both the cameras, with the analog watches. Is that possible, or do we only have one camera angle?
Yeah, you can do that. Then what you can do is you can have a split screen and you can show both of them side by side. But no need to, you should not edit the videos.
Yeah, no editing, just the split screen.
Yeah, a split screen should be fine. Yes, any other questions?
There's one in chat. Like so like are there any tips would you like to give us?
Yes. So when you're doing the glider, I think most of you are interested in making some innovative designs in terms of the glider, right? But what we have seen in the past, like for example, this is the first time we are doing the Boeing event with glider. But at Skyflabs, we have conducted a lot of glider making workshops, and we have trained a lot of students on this, right? So one thing that we always see is the perseverance you have towards making the glider. For instance, making sure that the aerofoil shape is there for all the parts, not only for the fuselage but for the wings, right? Using the sandpaper promptly and making sure that the design is proper and you are cutting the wood properly with according to the dimensions, right? And you are using the glue sticks in such a way that there is no space between them, right? So these kind of small things matters a lot, right? In where you the how do you calculate the CG and how do you balance the CG with adding the clays, right? Because most of the times students add clays only to the fuselage, the front portion, right? But you might also have to add some part of clays to the wings or to the tail to balance the CG, right? So these are certain things that you need to actually consider to have a good flight time, right? So instead of focusing on what other innovative things that you can do on the glider, if you focus on the simple design, and you can, if you can make it in a proper way according to the aerofoil shape and balance the CG, then your glider can actually have a good flight time. And also consider the wind direction when you're taking the video, right? Because that largely impacts the glider motion, right? So an ideal time for this would be early morning time, where the wind speed is less and there is less flow of wind, right? So that your glider can glide properly, because even if you go to a region where the wind will support you, your glider might not fly properly, because it keeps wobbling, and it will stop the glider to have a good gliding motion, right? So my suggestion is try take making the video in the early morning times, where the wind the influence of wind is less, right? And second thing is, make sure that the design of the glider is proper, and you're using sandpaper to sand off the parts and making it as a good aerofoil shape, right? And while you are making it, make some one additional glider, like two or three gliders, so that when even if your glider makes a crash landing, you can use another glider and make another video, right? So try focusing on these basic aspects, then I think you should be able to make a very good video for the competition. uh, Joban, you are not audible actually.
Oh yeah, I was telling like there were no more doubts. So like
Okay.
if there are no more doubts, I guess we should end in 2 to 3 minutes, and like we should wait for 2 to 3 minutes, and I guess there are no more doubts. And
Yeah, Jay, I think you presented all the questions, the most the frequently asked questions really well, right? My suggestion is, since you're recording this video, you can upload it online, Google Drive or something, right? And send a mail to all the previous participants, all the registered students as well, so that they can also get benefited from this video, right? And maybe you can do a rerun of this, so that their questions will be resolved, right? Yeah.
yeah, I'll
Yes.
do that. There's one more question. Any
Mm-hmm.
restrictions of size of wing of glider?
Yeah, we have kept, right, the wingspan should not be more than 50 centimeter.
Yeah.
The end to end wingspan, actually from one end to the other end. Okay, so there is a restriction that the wingspan should be of maximum 50 centimeter.
Umesh, is that clear?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. I'll stop sharing and then. Um, Thanks a lot for the session. Like I hope everyone's doubt got cleared, and yeah. I'll record this and send like I'll upload this on YouTube and send the links to all the like one who are registered for competition and webinars.
Yeah,
Thank you, Vasant, for yeah. Oh, sorry, you have any doubts? You can ask.
yeah. I have a doubt. Hello.
Yes.
So I was asking that if someone does not have a open area beside its surrounding, so what he should do, as there is lockdown, so we can't also go anywhere. So in that case, what we should do?
Uh, so basically, I think it's but lockdown means you can't go between one area to another region, right? But I think every region should have a park or a ground where you can do that, right? Because there's no other resolution that I can think of when there is no open ground, right? So maybe you can prepare the glider and keep all the necessary things ready, right? Since we have time till 10th of June, right? Approximately we have something like 15 days, right? So if the lockdown eases, then you can quickly go and spend 1 or 2 hours to just make the video in an open ground that is near to you and come back. So that's the only suggestion I can give, because even I can't give any resolution for this actually.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any more doubts? Okay, so I guess there are no more doubts now. Thanks a lot, Vasant, for the session, because there were a lot of doubts they were asking in the session, and these doubts needed to be cleared and all. Thanks a lot for them. I hope everyone's doubt got cleared.
Yeah, I think glad to know that a lot of students are interested in participating in this competition. Let's see how we can do this time, right? And my heartiest wishes for all of them in this competition. Hope you can give a good competitive video for others as well. Yeah, so quite excited to see the outcome of this. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, so we'll end. I guess we'll end the meet here then. If then if there are no last minute questions, so
Yeah.
Sanskar, you can close. I mean, stop the recording. So.